The Alchemist. One cannot turn lead into gold. It can't be done. It's a physical impossibility. One is more likely to manifest gold from thin air. That I have seen. It was during my travels to the Far East during my early years. Many things were possible there in that land of ancient wisdom and practice. There, they raised boulders to astounding heights propelled by the blowing of trumpets. And even they cannot turn lead into gold. And so they told me, it cannot be done. I do not have the power, skill, or ability to manifest gold from thin air, and I certainly cannot turn lead into gold, but I will never tell the Duke. Never. He thinks it can be done. And to disappoint him in his quest for riches would be a death penalty. And so it is that I teach the youth of our nobility in the arts, philosophies, and the sciences. It is of value to those who will follow us. Through the lessons of art, I teach compassion and vision. Through the lessons of philosophy, I teach logic and thought. Through lessons in sciences, I remove superstition from their minds and show them the innovation of critical thinking. However, I tread a thin line. Wake up, my young charges, and see the world not as your forefathers would have you, but of how it is and of how you would make it, but silently, subtly, and quietly do I teach my lessons. For the Duke's men are all about, and he has an ear for the stories his men tell of one such as me. We're in constant battle, as the Moors, beaten off and removed from the area, were keen on returning and claiming the province as their own. Suspicion was all about. There were spies among us. And the need for gold was constant when outfitting armies to save the kingdom. I was not a spy, but I knew of and visited with the Moorish wise men for the purposes of sharing our knowledge and discussing critical, logical aspects of the race of men and of heaven. My students will travel outward from our kingdom once they were of age. Some would stay and take up arms with their families and with the king, Alfonso. But the good ones would leave us and continue with their studies in foreign lands. And many will travel with a letter of introduction from me to the teacher or nobleman they would query for sponsorship to continue their studies. These were the jewels that would eventually be the teachers that replace me, enlightened in new orders of thought, guided by wisdom and governed by compassion. This was the gold that I created from lead, worth much more than gold coins that outfit our army. That's from my new book, Spirit Guides and Angels, Death and Taxes. Pick up your copy from Amazon.